The Super Drive Time Show with Kaycee.
That's right. Sounds of Neptune, you heard that real quick. And I said this before, I said it an hour ago that I was going to be having DJ Neptune in the studio. I wasn't bluffing. I said it, and it's facts. Welcome, DJ Neptune, to City 1051.
What up?
What's poppin'? It's been a minute since you've been here, yeah? First time this year, definitely.
Yeah, first time this year. You're right.
How's it been so far? It's been a strange year, but
I mean, considering the pandemic, the whole unsettled situation happening in the country. But I mean, regardless, we still do what we have to do, and I'm excited to be here.
Okay, how's that? Let's talk about. You talked about the pandemic. Let's touch on it for a little bit. Like, how's it been? Making music in that climate, like from the industry's perspective.
I mean, we're literally locked indoors, so that for me kind of like brought in some other creative side of me that I never really figured out. So it was good, it was bad. It was good in the sense that I had more time to do some other stuff, and it was bad in the sense that I couldn't go out to do what I love, which is perform to the crowd, make people happy and whatnot.
Yeah. So from a recording perspective, like I've had people right here in the studio tell me that, let's be honest, it's been a lot easier to record because you're not obligated to go out.
Yeah.
Because you can't. And somebody said that you can be on a spot and do multiple tracks at the same time, especially when you have the production side on lock as well.
Exactly.
So for you, that is true.
Yeah, it was. I mean, literally like my situation. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you have a brand new song out. Before we even get to that one, let's talk about DJ Neptune like as a whole.
Okay.
I said when I was gonna. This is the first time we're having this interview.
Very true.
And I said when I was gonna meet you, I was gonna ask you this question: how do you do it in the sense that how do you pick a feature? Because when it comes to a DJ having records, you have to have this aspect of you whereby you know how to pick a good feature.
Yeah.
And that is hard. Not every DJ gets that 100%. So how do you pick your features?
All right. So as a DJ and also an A&R, I already have like good ear for music. As a DJ, you should have good ear for music.
Yeah.
Like even before the song comes out, you should be able to tell that, okay, this is going to be a smash hit. I mean, I guess not everyone can be that blessed with such talent, so I'm grateful to have that in me.
Yeah.
And for me, there's really no process making music. Most times I'm listening to a beat and then I'm picturing different artists on that particular beat, and that's because I've either like listened to their song or I've heard their vibe.
Yeah.
So most cases I have the beat already cooked up by producers
who you work closely with.
Who I work closely with. One of them is Magistix. Shout out to him. But on this new single, I worked with that piano.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I think a Fireboy would be cool on this, or maybe an Omale, or maybe
just go for the best.
Two-Face, or not necessarily the best.
Yeah.
Because I've also worked, like last year, I worked with a new guy called Ronda. We did a song together, and it did well. It did well. So I mean, before then, Ronda was just still that guy who was coming up, and then after that, I've seen, reviews of like, oh yo, we can't wait for another track with you and Ronda. So it's not really about working with the big guys per se, but then you need to be able to strike a balance.
Kind of like what you did, whereby you brought a big guy and somebody that is not really a household name yet in the Banj and Flash for Ujuru.
Exactly. Something like that.
Okay, alrighty. So one more thing. What happens when you when somebody has to cancel? And you already have that record, like this is how you wanted it to be, but the person cannot be on this track anymore. What do you now do at that point?
I mean, I've been in such situations, but the way I handle things is that, okay, it wasn't just meant to happen.
Yeah.
There are probably like better other ways to do it, or other ways that would come out right and good for me. So I don't catch feelings. I don't get sentimental. I've been in such situation a couple of times.
Okay.
But like I said, I just move on. It's not meant to happen.
It's not meant to happen. But does it affect the art itself?
I'm not really. No way.
Okay, alrighty. So this new jam is called Music Messiah.
Yeah.
Please, why that name?
Everyone keeps asking why that name.
I just need to know. I'm really curious. Why Music Messiah?
All right, so I've been doing this for a very long time. Like not almost like 2 decades, which is like 20 years.
It's a long time, yeah.
It's a long time. I started very, very young. And having gone through different process to where I am today, I've seen people come and go. It's not really by my power, obviously God's grace, but you need to work hard, and we're still relevant. So for me, I just need to blow my horn. I'm a messiah in what I do.
Yeah.
And now, if you reflect that to one day, his career, his story, he's been around for a while as well. Before Mushi to more hits, from Mushi to more hits, tuning out tunes till today.
Yeah.
Let's
not forget, one day was dancing on music videos a long time ago.
You get me?
Yeah.
And this is a guy whose talent, you can't really measure his talent. You can't box one day.
You can't.
So he's also a messiah in what he does as well. So it was just only right for us to just name this song Music Messiah.
Music Messiah. Now, based on that, okay, this in a way kind of encapsulates your journey in the Nigerian music industry. Now, you talked about the fact that you've been doing this for nearly 2 decades. That's a long time.
Yep.
That's especially, coming from a DJ's perspective as well, having to put out records is such a demanding industry.
Yes, it is.
At the same time. Now, how do you explain it where you've been making music for a long time, but some people might just be like, DJ Neptune wasn't the one that released Nobody, blah, blah, blah. He hasn't been that long now, blah, blah, blah. People don't really understand the process.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you really explain? Have you gotten somebody have that kind of conversation with you before?
Yeah, I get that a lot, but it's good marketing as well. When people look at you and be like, okay, yeah, you're doing something right, and it doesn't seem like you're an old guy.
You're an OG, yeah.
You're an OG, you get me? So it works in my advantage most times. And I mean, I don't really have to explain. Google is there. Google DJ Neptune. You see tracks like 123 Remix.
It's MI.
11 years ago with MI, Nato C, and the late I've been doing legendary stuff, so I don't need to start explaining. Just the internet is your friend.
Yo, I need to say something. I was still in school then, many years ago, and that song, like, I don't know. There's something people say. Soft, slow songs just give you that feel. They inspire you. To be honest, that song really put me through some very difficult moments back in the day. And big
you see, that's the beauty. That's the beauty about making good music, because you never could tell who is going to listen to that song and just feel relieved, just feel refreshed. So I mean, I'm grateful you love it.
Okay, so before we head to the new jam, let's go play something from DJ Neptune. Now, this is DJ Neptune at his best, featuring a legend and also a new guy, basically, in the industry. It's called Ojoro. They came together and it was a good song. Such a great song. Enjoy. Stick around. This is the Super Drive Time Show. My name is Kaycee, and I've got DJ Neptune right here with me in the house. Stay there.
It's the Super Drive Time Show with Kaycee.
Now, if you listen to the Super Drive Time Show a lot, you will know that this song is a personal favorite of mine, okay? Neptune and features the band and Flash. And because I love Flash's sound as well, a lot of people don't know how good he is when he dropped Balenciaga as well. He's just a super amazing artist. But right now, I've got our DJ Neptune, and it's time for us to talk about the song of the moment called Music Messiah.
Yep.
Now, I saw something that you put on social media where you posted how you and Wandiko kind of like made the whole tune, where you were like, he was singing, he was freestyling, you had to collect the mic from him and everything. So talk to me, how is it working with Wandiko?
It's a blessing, to be honest. One day is someone I admire so much. We're friends. We've always been friends. Yeah. But I don't know. We've never really had that opportunity to get into the studio. Though we've spoken about it a couple of times, and I just feel like this is happening at the right time. It came through to mind. Before then, shout out to that piano who produced this record. That piano hit me up and be like, "Yo, Neptune, there's something I want you to listen to." Crazy. He sent me the beat. I heard it. I had this freestyle on it. I'm like, "Yo, this is insane." So I had to get him over. Came through. We finished it, and that's how we.
And let's do this.
And one day was really in his element that day. After that session, I'm not exaggerating. Like in less than 2 hours, one day knocked off like 4 records.
4 records.
Trust me.
With you.
I mean, we're just recording.
Okay.
Whoever owns it at the end of the day, we don't know. We're just all in the mood.
Well, is this something that in the nearest future we get to see, like a Wandiko featuring DJ Neptune featuring Wandiko? Maybe.
Okay, so on my album, there's also another DJ Neptune and Wandiko track with someone else. I'm not going to mention the name, so just wait till sometime around August when the album drops.
Okay, one thing. This someone else is the person a household name.
Guy, don't worry.
Oh, come on, don't be like this. Don't be like this. It's the person a household name.
Don't worry.
See, there are a lot of music lovers out there. People that really want to consume this music that just want to know that DJ Neptune is dropping something with Wandiko and.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks they'll find out because I'll be putting out the track list. So let's leave it at that.
It's so good. But anyway, let's talk about Wandiko as well. You said it was very, very easy working with him, and from what anybody that's been listening to the Nigerian music industry for the past 15 years understands the talent that Wandiko is. Now, speaking from somebody that doesn't do a whole lot of singing in your songs because like you're not a singer. Let me use that word.
Yeah.
is it easy working with some artists over some?
Um, well, yeah, I'll be honest with you, and I don't think it's a bad thing per se, because as human beings, we all have different ways of operating.
Yeah.
So I can like I'm very accessible. Some DJs are not all that accessible, but that doesn't mean they are bad people. It's just how they chose to live their life. So
Yeah.
I don't judge people based of that. At the end of the day, let's work. We get to work. We tune out great tunes. We're all happy because it's business, and then it's also content that people want to listen to, that our fans are going to hear and be like, oh my God, these people just made my day, just made my year and all that. So,
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of fans, I want to pick your brain on this one, like for a bit. The fans consume the music. They are the people that you make it for. At the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
not really for. Yeah, fine. You want the international recognition, whatever comes with it, but like the end product of what you do, and the reason you do what you do is as the fans.
yes.
But for me personally, I feel like it might be a little issue. I want to talk about the shelf life of music in Nigeria. How
Okay.
a lot of music is being put out. Now, there's something we do at CTFM where we compile 105 songs
Okay.
because of our die 105.
105,
Yeah.
yeah.
So 105 songs, point plus one. That's the point one. And before, like let's say 5 years ago, it was so hard to bring out songs to even make 100, even 80.
I agree with you.
Now, you make 105 and you're wondering which song did you leave out? You have to go back again and be like, oh God, I love this song.
Exactly.
And it made me question some things, and I'm like, are we putting out too much songs at once?
I think now it's easy, or it's easier for people to make music.
Okay.
Gone are the days whereby you would have to go to your studio to book a session, and max you could get is like 8 hours. So it's your problem if you don't make records within that time space. But now you have artists, you have producers who have their gadgets at home. They can go halfway, go back to bed, chill, play game, come back, take their time to make music, and that gives them the opportunity to make more music. Now, in terms of putting out music, most guys are self-sponsored. They're independent artists. There's really no timeline to be like, okay, you know what, this is a label. Like what labels do is they'll have a roster for the year.
A schedule,
They might
yeah.
have like 20 artists. Okay, you go on here, you go on here, you go on here, but we don't have that, and we don't have that many much functional label in Nigeria
Agreed.
right now. You
Agreed.
get me? So
Yeah.
it's okay. I wake up today, I make a music today. It's really really hard. I'm gonna put it out tonight. You get me? But what has been happening over the years is, okay, if you're putting out music and you want to put it out the right way, and you want to do the business the right way, if you're submitting to DSPs, you need to give them time, like minimum of like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, so they can curate your music and have it playlisted, and then that way you're reaching a wider audience. You're making good bread for yourself, as compared to you just waking up and saying, oh, I just made a hit today, I want to put it out.
And this is how a lot of people don't know that this is how your music travels really far, fast.
Exactly. So you need to understand and study how these things are properly done. I mean, no one is competing with you. Yeah, you can tune out like
Yeah.
10 records in a day. You're that talented.
Yeah.
You get me? But you also need to have an A&R come in and advise you, like, okay, I think this would be the record for summer. Don't release it now in January. Like, let's wait till like May, June. So you just drive into the summer and everyone goes with it. Okay, this is the song for the festive period, So I think I'm giving out too much tips. I need to get paid for this.
I think
But
it's the
it's all
question
love.
I asked, but it's fine. But yeah, to be honest with you, that actually makes a lot of sense, because I've had somebody complain about this before, and the person is an artist, and the person made me promise that I was never going to call them out on radio, because he feels like he's pressured to drop so many songs in a calendar year, and the pressure. He said something that the pressure of being a Nigerian artist.
Okay, so
It's
so,
so
my,
much.
so my advice to such people is, listen, don't look at what people are doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, take for instance, the last time I put out a proper single record was March last year. Nobody. And see the time. And now this is when I'm putting out another single. In between, I put out the Nobody remix EP, which was
the
just like
EP, yeah.
remixes of, you get me? I wasn't working with, this other person, I just put out a record and is banging. I need to, no, you need to be calculative. When you're hitting hard, and you don't want to hit hard and go halfway. For me, I would advise you it's better for you to be consistent and just flow on that radar than put out like 5 tracks and then out of that 5 nothing goes in. Then it now becomes obvious that this guy is done.
Now, in case you don't know, CTFN has a large following when it comes to music, and your song was number 1 on our 105 and 1.
Yeah, I saw that.
You saw that.
I saw that. Thank you guys,
He
man.
just did like, it's a normal thing. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
No.
Yeah, but okay, yeah, you talked about nobody. Okay, I get that. Yeah. So you've never felt that pressure ever?
No way. Like, people might feel pressured with what I'm doing. I don't care. I'm just doing me. But trust me, I don't look at what the next artist or DJ is doing to function. I just know that when I'm going out, I'm going all out, and it just has to be a banger. And that's what we're about to do with Music Messiah. It dropped on Friday, and right now, when I was checking this afternoon, we're already number 41 on top 100 in 4 days. So what that tells me is by the time the video is out, the video dropped like a couple of minutes ago. It dropped 6
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like 30 minutes ago. So go on YouTube right now, search DJ Neptune, one they call Music Messiah. Be one of the first to watch the video. I know, boom, by the end of this week, I'll probably get to number 1. I did it last year. I don't see why we can't do it again.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't any reason why. And especially due to the fact that, this is something that people have. You said this is your first official. This year. So, okay. Alrighty. So, one more thing. People keep talking about the fact that it is not so, you've been here long enough, 2 decades, and I still have people that make conversations and say stuff like, we don't really need radio. Artists don't really need radio anymore because, you can just come, do streams, make Spotify numbers, do big stuff on Audio Mac, big stuff on iTunes. If you're number 1 on iTunes, I mean, you're good. You don't really need radio. And we have a new generation of people saying that. Like, what do you really have to say for people like that?
I mean,
it's a mindset.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. It's a mindset because, the world is moving. Social media, internet, and all that has played a major role. We can't deny that fact. But some things are just traditional, and you can't run away from it. I mean, this is like what the 6th or 7th media house I've been to today. I might as well just sleep in my house and be like, oh yeah, I had the number 1 last year. I had the biggest record last year. I'm going to do it again. There is a process. We're trying to reach out to millions of people listening right now. Okay. I'm sure by the time they play the record, they love it. They bring out their Shazam it. My streams are increasing, so you can't really say you don't need.
And buy the music. Buy the music,
please. Don't go and download the way people used to, please.
Before you hear the music, you heard like different things already. Before, it's fine. Okay. Yes, the video has dropped. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out right now. 33 minutes ago exactly.
Yep.
So go check it out. Let us know what you think. Remember, it's a feedback process. So before I play the song, before we wrap this up, one last thing. What can we expect? You said you're going to be dropping a body of work very soon.
Yeah.
What more can we expect? How many songs from the body of work? You don't want to say?
Okay, no, I'll say that. I'm trying to stay in between 10 and 15 tracks. It's just gonna be somewhere in between there. But trust me, it's. I'm trying to put out a project that you won't have to stress. I don't want you to stress yourself. Just press play and do what you're doing. Don't be saying, skip to the next. I'm trying to give you a stress-free project.
Stress-free project.
So that's the goal. So we're working really hard. Mixing and mastering is going on right now. In a couple of weeks, I'll put out the track list and announce the official release date.
Fantastic. Okay. Big shout out to you, DJ Neptune, for coming through. I know you had a very stressful day.
Thanks for having me, Kaycee, man. Appreciate it.
All right. I'm going to play this tune right now. And best believe we're going to be jamming it right here on City 1051. This is Music Messiah, DJ Neptune, and One Day Cole. Oh, yes. Enjoy.
It's the Super Drive Time Show with Kaycee.